Alright, see Lindelof videos, implicit differentiation, just a quick problem for a friend, so let's try this quickly. This is what way I'm looking at this, and if you can see these pieces, I'm looking at this piece as a function, because I'm using the sum and difference rule here. I'm going to use implicit differentiation and the product rule, so there's a lot of crap going on here. So I'm just going to take this blue part first. That's all I'm looking at, and I'm going to take its derivative, and I'm going to look at it as if it was negative 2x times y squared. That makes f of x equal to negative 2x, and g of x equal to y squared. Let's not argue. So, product rule. I'm going to take the first function times the derivative of the second. The derivative, so the second function is this y squared. The first derivative of y squared is 2y times dy dx, isn't it? Product rule is then plus the second function. In this case, the second function is y squared times the derivative of the second function and of the first function, and the derivative of negative 2x is just negative 2. So hopefully you can see this will come out negative 2y squared, won't it? Negative 2y squared here. So okay, so what I've done now successfully is I've successfully differentiated the first part. Now I'm going to start differentiating the second piece, and that's this piece. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pretend that this is negative x times y, and there's another way to do this, but I'm going to choose to do it this way. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to take the first function times the derivative of the second. First function is negative x. The second function is y. The first derivative of y is dy dx. dy dx. This is product rule, so I'm going to go plus, right? So plus the second function times the derivative of the first, which gives us negative y, doesn't it? So that goes to negative y. I have successfully differentiated everything on the left-hand side, I think. The first derivative of negative x is just negative 1. The first derivative, let me show you in green, I guess. The first derivative of negative x is negative 1. The first derivative of negative 2 is 0, so I'm not going to bother with that. Now I'm going to get down to the meat of the matter, and this is where the mistakes usually take place, and hopefully I haven't made one yet. So remember that we're cast to find this dy dx. So here's dy dx here. Here's dy dx here. That means they share a factor of dy dx. So what I'm going to do is everything that doesn't have a dy dx, I'm going to move it to the right-hand side of the equation. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I am going to do this. I'm going to leave negative 2x. Talked about this, didn't we? I'm going to multiply this and this and get negative 4xy, right? dy dx. dy dx minus this minus x dy dx. And to tell you the truth, I'm probably going to just cross these out as I get rid of them just so I can keep track of where I am. I'm going to add the other ones to the other side, so I'm going to add positive 2y squared to both sides, so I get 2y squared here. I'm going to add a positive y to both sides to get y here, and this negative 1 was already here, wasn't it? Seems like we're dragging, but we're not. We're almost there. So here's my dy dx here that I've been looking for, right? Remember that that's what we've been asked to do. So I'm going to factor out dy dx. So here's dy dx times negative 4xy minus x is equal to all this crap on the right-hand side. And lastly, I'm going to divide both sides by this, leaving myself with just dy dx. So I'm going to end up with dy dx is equal to 2y squared plus y minus 1 all over 4xy plus x. And if you see what I did, you're like, what the hell happened to the negative signs? Just to clean it up for your professor. Professors usually prefer these things to be brought out. So I went ahead and factored out the negative 1. So if you wanted, here's a negative sign. If you put it back in, you get negative 4xy, negative x. All right? All right, you guys. I hope this was helpful. I know that you're working hard on this. Keep me posted on your success. And if I screwed up, let me know. Thanks, you guys. Peace.